Today's broadcast is presented by Olives, the official caterer of Princeton Athletics. By Papa John's Princeton. Use code Princeton38 for 38% off your pizza orders. And by Prosperity, the official real estate partner of Princeton Athletics. Back at Jadwood Gym with 3:23 left here in the first half. It's Princeton with a 30-19 lead over the Monmouth Hawks, and Xavier Lee heading to the free throw line for a 1-and-1. All right, Xavier Lee, a freshman. I know he's a guy that you're really high on.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's got great shiftiness, great natural abilities in terms of his speed, his quickness, and his burst. And he's just a guy you don't need to call a play for. He knows how to score already, so it's just a matter of learning the college game. But he is an awesome freshman.
Tigers get the offensive rebound after the miss. Alako. Skip pass for Pierce. Pierce finishes plus the foul.
And another great freshman, Caden Pierce. He's so dependable on the defensive end rebounding, but that time he showed his strength. He got into the paint, and then the finish was great because he jumped by the guy who was there to take the charge. Look at that. Didn't charge, got right to the bucket and won. Cleveland Vuga was there set, and a lot of guys would charge in that situation. You know, Caden Pierce is poised. He just seems like an upperclassman. There's something about him that he just came in with an incredible amount of maturity.
Makes the bonus free throw, 33-19, 3:09 left to play, first half. Miles Ruth calling out the offense for the Hawks. Over for ball for Vuga. Over to Jack Collins. Collins out for Doyle, inside for Vuga. Tigers double. Collins off the hands of Doyle.
And Clement Vuga, he had 6 pivot feet on that post up. I don't know how they didn't call that, but he was out of sorts and didn't look too comfortable there in the mid post.
33-19 ball game, 2:43 left to play here in the first half. Ewoma covered by Collins. Tosan surveying for Peters, back for Ewoma. 10 on the shot clock. Pierce for 3, yes!
Caden Pierce,
a little flat screen along the baseline. Caden Pierce is ready to shoot it.
That's 6 consecutive points for Caden Pierce, and doing it 2 very different ways.
Yeah, I mean, he's exactly what you want out of a small forward, power forward at Princeton.
Ruth on a drive. He gets the bucket plus the foul.
A nice one-on-one move there by Miles Ruth. But Caden Pierce, the ability to rebound, to shoot the 3, can put it on the deck right there. Little hezzy and a bright spot for Monmouth.
Miles Ruth and 1.
Yeah, Miles Ruth, the guy averaging just over 8 points per game, but averaging 18.5 over his last 2 games. And King Rice saying that he's a different style point guard than he was when he was at UNC, but he's starting to see the game better. And it's his first year in this role. But the last couple of games, they've tried to slow the game down for him and allow him to get downhill like we just saw.
And he's probably a little bit more comfortable just looking for his own shot, and to kind of shift into that point guard role is definitely an adjustment.
Martini swings it for Langborg, and Langborg is heading to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Well, you see why the foul game is so important, because Monmouth got into the bonus very early in this half with about 12 minutes left to go, and now any kind of grab or hold on the perimeter is a scoring opportunity for Princeton.
Langborg with 8 points so far, makes the first.
He's had such a complete game type of season. You know, against Lafayette, 19 points, had 5 rebounds and 5 assists. Over in London, he had a game where he had 3 blocks. I mean, he's just really played with a physicality that I think has been elevated from his previous years.
Do you think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's now the primary shooter in this offense?
Yeah, and it's much easier to go into a game and be aggressive when you know you're going to get, 8 to 10 shots versus some games last year, he might only get 5 or 6 shots.
Ewoma going downhill, kicks it for Alako. Over for Langborg. Tosan, foul, 2 shots coming.
That was good patience. They didn't force a three. Instead, they saw the mismatch and got it to Tosan Iwoma down low.
At the line, Tosan Iwoma, shooting 2 shots.
Iwoma to the free throw line for 2 shots. Tosan misses the first, and it continues to be, how do we get Tosan going? What's the way to get that motor going in a way where he can just take over games like we saw last season?
Yeah, I mean, it's not really his style of play. His style of play is he's a game manager. He eases into the game, and then a lot of those monster offensive games were because the opponent respected the shooters around him so much that he would drive and go, wait, nobody's helping, and end up having those 25-point type of games.
39-22 with 1:16 left here in the first half. Doyle on a drive, tries to reverse, but it's taken right out of the air by Caden Pierce.
What a play.
Kelman tried to slip. Kelman with 15 on the shot clock, spins and traveled. Got tripped up, it seemed like, as Vuga fell to the deck.
Yeah, Clement Vuga, I don't think was intentionally pulling out the chair and doing that move. I think he just got knocked over. And Keyshawn Kelman wants the flop.
Miles Foster comes back in for Monmouth.
But Keyshawn Kelman had a play like that in England where he took 2 dribbles into the paint and he just dunked on the guy guarding him. And I think that's the mentality he's got to have, is just get to that front of the rim and try to rise up.
50 seconds left here in the first half. 17-point ball game. Princeton's led the entire way. Jack Collins. Inside for Foster. Tigers double once again. Foster kicks it. Holmstrom for 3. Too strong. Austin tips the rebound for Langborg. Shot clock turns off.
All right, so hold for 1 here if you're Princeton.
Devin Austin with 20 seconds left here in the half. Up for Jack Scott, 15 seconds left. Collins pressures. 10 seconds left. Scott finds the seam, leaves it for Austin, who finishes at the rim.
Devin Austin from Jack Scott.
One final heave from midcourt, and that is the end of the first half with an exclamation point.
Yeah, great playmaking by Jack Scott. He refused the screen, left the right cross. Could have forced up that layup, but he saw number 13, Devin Austin, a spectacular athlete, dished it off, and the slam from another one of these great freshmen. Freshman to freshman, the future is bright here at Princeton.
41-22, the halftime score, as the Tigers have exploded here in the final 10 minutes and head to the locker room leading 41-22.